Welcome back, all you Iced GT gamers. This is Iced GT coming to you live from Southern California. Tonight, we have an action-packed Anthem video, tons of updates to go over. We've got information about the Interceptor melee build. We've got information about the third gear slot. We've got information about dual weapons. We've got all kinds of information that you want to know. Stick around to the end of the video, it's going to be a doozy. First up, we've got Ben Irving, who tweeted out that they are looking to make a build for the Interceptor that is entirely based on melee attacks. This stems off of new information that was put out on EA's official website in regards to melee abilities for both the Storm and Interceptor javelins. The Interceptor Javelin specifically mentions that it now has dual daggers as its melee ability, and that you are going to be able to combo this melee ability indefinitely. This means that the Interceptor Javelin has a melee type that is not like any of the other javelins, which do seem to have a cooldown. This is exciting information. I can't wait to see the Interceptor in that shared world. This new ability is going to make it a force to be reckoned with in close quarters combat, especially combined with its stealth and its mobility. Next up, we have Iceman, who asked, I was thinking, what type of gear would be used in the third gear slot? Mark Dara responded by saying that the third active gear slot is mostly squad support things. Now, this is the first information we have that I know of in regards to the third active gear slot. This moves me into my next tweet, which is amazing. Michael Gamble tweeted out, "How are you spending your Friday? I'm getting repaired from an Interceptor." This is our first screenshot that we have detailing information in regards to the use of an actual support skill from the UI perspective. We knew about the Ranger Javelin's third gear slot, talking about how it was going to be a squad buff that was going to reduce cooldown times for those who were in the vicinity of the Ranger Javelin. So to see a new one, and a new one actually in use from the UI perspective, is amazing. If we zoom in on this picture, we can see what looks to be an Interceptor applying a heal, or potentially a heal over time ability, to 3 Ranger Javelins that are down, possibly because they went into a stronghold that they weren't geared for and they nearly got wiped. The ability to put in a variety of different support abilities into a third gear slot opens up a whole new avenue of gameplay that makes the variety and diversity of the different type of builds that you can put together in Anthem to be mind-blowing. I can't wait to see more of this in the shared world, and can't wait to see what they have in store for us in the form of all of these support abilities. Next up, we've got Glenn, who asks, if you equip 2 of the same weapons, does each weapon have their own ammo reserve, or do they share one? Mark Dara responded by saying that currently they are separate. Glenn asked for clarification by asking, from what I take it, each weapon will have their own ammo reserve, and when I use up all of one weapon's reserve, the other reserve will still be full. Mark Dara responded in the affirmative. My next subject is a bit of a touchy one. Mark Dara started a tweet storm in the form of the subject of XP boosting. Now, this is a well-known and well-used ability in, say, World of Warcraft. When you've been away from the game for a couple of days, you've built up a little bit of a buffer, and when you earn experience, you earn a bonus to that experience, and it allows you to catch up with the people who have been playing more often than you have, and allows you to keep in the same level range as they are. Unfortunately, some other game titles have taken this to mean they can use it as a form of monetization and have sold XP boost packs to people, making it a pay-to-win mechanic that allows you to boost the level of your character well beyond that of what you should have been able to achieve in the amount of time that you've invested into the game. Mark Dare's initial tweet indicated that they currently do not have any plans for that, but felt that he wanted to reach out to the community in regards to how they felt about the introduction of XP boosting after launch. The responses ranged wildly in their variety, from a simple "please no" to "generally no" to "boosts are only for lagging, dying games that are trying to rebuild their population by giving returning players a shortcut or selling noobs a shortcut. They don't have a place in the first 12 to 24 months of a healthy, active online game." And finally, someone said, "Boosts of any kind hurt the game, and when things like this are introduced, I simply stop playing." Now, there are those of us who do play free-to-play games who choose to not put any money at all into microtransactions. And personally, I can vouch for the fact that once you get past the initial stage of the game where you can play free-to-play, nearly every single one of those games has come up to a barrier where you are ineffective in the game against those people who have put in money to the game. In some cases, vast amounts of money into the game. And I have quit more free-to-play games that have done this than I care to count. I won't even name those games here because you all know what's like. I know you've experienced it as well. Finally, Mark Dara came and responded by saying to his own tweet that the consensus is a pretty strong no and a maybe, all in capitals, to allow new players to catch up to the Elder Game content once they release some DLC down the line. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. I'd really love to hear about your thoughts one way or the other, positive or negative. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you liked this content and want to hear more of it, go ahead and give me a like down below and subscribe to my channel. If you didn't like it, please feel free to go ahead and hit that dislike button and let me know why in the comments. I love to hear your feedback. Until next time, this is IceGT signing off. Have yourself a great night.